They can say anything they want. It has no videotape of either of them on because I don't have a video camera.
A Kalama landlord arrested on voyeurism charges. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Fox News at 10. Police say he had a peephole in a bathroom and was on camera setting up a shower cam. That landlord says it's all untrue. Bob High reports that's first on Fox.
I'm going to defend myself clear to the wall. I don't care how much it costs.
Even though he's angry, Paul Stickle walked us through the area inside his home where police say he committed a crime, voyeurism.
There was a hole right here that shot forward, so you couldn't even see the toilet.
Stickle says it was there when he moved in a decade ago, and he says he never had any recording equipment in his shower.
Cops say they have a videotape. Where would that have come from?
They can say anything they want. It has no videotape of either of them on because I don't have a video camera. Little trouble taking pictures when you don't have a video camera.
The charges stem from a complaint last year from a woman who lived in an upstairs apartment inside the home Stickle shares with a second renter. Kalama police actually searched Paul Stickle's home last spring. They collected a lot of evidence, videotapes, televisions, cables. They even took the hole in the wall in the bathroom in question. In a March 2008 affidavit, police said videotape taken from Stickle's home shows Stickle simulating taking a shower in the camera-equipped shower stall. They also outlined that secret viewing area, a covered peephole that could look through a mirror on that medicine cabinet. Kalama's police chief didn't return calls for comment on the case. Stickle says the renters have their own bathrooms, so the charges don't make sense.
Her arrangement was not to use the bathroom on this floor or the bedroom. She had no business ever being in that bathroom.
That was Bob High reporting. Paul Stickle appeared in court on the charges yesterday. He's scheduled to be back in court again on August 18th. The revolving door, sometimes known as the Lane County Jail, is turning much more slowly these days. 84 beds reopened in the North Wing last weekend. Jail directors report they are filling up rapidly. They say the beds will make a difference for public safety because more high-risk inmates are staying behind bars. Short term, this is keeping virtually all offenders in jail.
In other words, we have more low-level offenders in custody right now. Eventually, this is all going to equalize out to where we're going to have, again, just our high-risk population in custody.
Hooley says the new beds will mean early releases of dangerous inmates will drop 70%. Another nice day in the valley, but will we see a cool down in the forecast? That's here with a first check. Seth?
Natasha, we are going to cool off and cool off in a big way. Take a look at the temperature trends here. We're talking 73 degrees on Thursday, then a high of only 70 on Friday. Do keep in mind the average high this time of the year at about 83. So it'll seem fall-like, although we'll rebound quickly in upper 70s to low 80s as we fast forward into the weekend. 66 your 10 o'clock temperature here. 66 not only in Eugene, but in Salem. 55 Newport and 59 in Coos Bay and North Bend. So here's how it looks tomorrow. I'm going to throw in about a 10-20% chance of some scattered rain. About 54 at 6 in the morning. Only 63 at noon. And we'll round out with temperatures in the low 70s by 3 p.m. More on our cool forecast coming up.
Clouds over a fire burning near Glide cleared up this afternoon. That allowed helicopters to fly and attack hotspots from the air. These are new photos from firefighters. About a dozen people have been evacuated from nearby homes and an inn. Highway 138 is also closed. Well, Oregon is going electric. That's right. The state has been chosen as one of 5 test markets for electric vehicles. One company in Coburg just got word of a $22 million grant. Alyssa Harrington went to find out how they're going to spend it. Alyssa?
Well, Natasha, this is what that money's going toward. This is an electrification box, and what it's meant to do is to get truckers, like truckers here at this Coburg truck station, to stop idling and instead plug themselves in to get power.
Idling. It pollutes, it burns gas, and it's something truck drivers do every day.
So they have to idle because, air conditioning, the heat, get you all the time.
That's where these come in. These truck stop electrifications have hopes to wipe out idling. Truck drivers can pull up, turn off their engines, plug in, and power up. And with a $200 million grant from the U.S. Department of Energy, we'll be seeing a whole lot more.
They'll be able to do this and save quite a lot of fuel and a lot of emissions.
Over the next 4 years, Cascade Sierra Solutions in Coburg will help install boxes at 50 truck stops across the United States. Development Director Shandor Lau says they'll reduce pollution, reduce dependence on foreign oil, and come at a bargain, just $1 an hour.
They get all the electricity they want, they get cable TV and internet, and honestly, those things are really important to them. Truckers spend a lot of time by themselves, and they need to have communication with their families.
Truck drivers I spoke with seemed skeptical at first.
Is that something that truckers might be into?
They would if it was convenient.
But warmed up to the idea when I explained the rebate and the small cost.
Yeah, I guess I would if we got some sort of discount or something.
Lau says the program will also provide jobs, but he says unlike Obama's main message of change, that might be his biggest challenge, getting truck drivers to change what they're used to and plug in to this new idea.
Now, Lau says he estimates the nation will save 35 million gallons of fuel through this grant over the next 5 years. Natasha?
Seems like a lot of money. Is all $22 million going to these electrification boxes?
Well, Natasha, it's going to go towards these boxes, but it's also going to go towards all the equipment a truck driver would need to buy in order to be able to hook his actual truck up to these boxes. So there's going to be rebates in place for those. Reporting live in Coburg, I'm Alyssa Harrington. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Alyssa. Well, it's not the first place you'd expect to see a boat on the on-ramp of the highway. This boat fell off the back of its owner's truck as they entered Delta Highway at Willa Gillespie this afternoon. The boat snarled traffic and required a crane to get off the ground. Luckily, nobody was hurt. Drivers in the Lorain area today might have thought they traveled back in time. That's because a covered wagon pulled by 2 mules made its way along the Lorain Highway. Tom Marquette, a 7th-generation Oregonian, is taking a trip from Yoncalla to Independence. The 132-mile trek is his way to celebrate Oregon's 150th birthday. Marquette says he loves reminding people about the state's history.
They're all pretty favorable reaction to it. There's a few of them that are obnoxious, and, well, there's going to be some of them everywhere. Yeah. And we just try to ignore it and be happy that there's some that are giving us thumbs up and saying this is great.
Marquette says he's done at least 25 covered wagon trips in the state. He's planned this one for 16 years. News around the world now. 2 American journalists held for nearly 5 months in North Korea are now with their families in Southern California. Laura Ling and Yuna Lee were sentenced to 12 years of hard labor, accused of entering the country illegally. They had been on a reporting assignment for Al Gore's TV network. They were freed after a sudden diplomatic visit from former President Bill Clinton.
We saw standing before us President Bill Clinton. We knew instantly in our hearts that the nightmare of our lives was finally coming to an end.
Families say the women are exhausted, and after some rest, they will eventually tell their story. We're learning more about a man who opened fire at an aerobics class in Pennsylvania, killing 3 women. Witnesses say George Sudini walked into the gym, turned off the lights, and started firing. More than 50 shots were fired before he turned the gun on himself. Neighbors say the 48-year-old man kept a web page where he talked about years of being rejected by women. It also mentioned an earlier plan for violence at the gym that was never carried out.
I just kept hearing boom, boom, boom. Everybody started running in the gym, bleeding, and we hit the door. And then lady was shot in the leg, lady was shot in the shoulder.
Sodini was a member at the LA Fitness Gym. In one of his website entries, he wrote the workouts at the gym made him unhappy. In Iraq, blast walls that were built to protect the streets of Baghdad are coming down. The U.S. military built the concrete walls after the U.S.-led invasion in 2003, and they've been a bleak reminder to Iraqi citizens. Removing them is an attempt to return the city to normalcy. Flash floods have swamped Louisville, Kentucky, turning roadways into waterways in just minutes. Torrential downpours dumped up to 6 inches of rain in a single hour. In some parts of the city, floodwaters were so high, National Guard members went from house to house by boat, evacuating residents.
I was just driving up Grinstead Drive, and all of a sudden the water just appeared like I was in a river. I've never been in anything like that in my life, ever.
At least 20 homes have been without power for most of the day. Paula Abdul is calling it quits and leaving American Idol. She posted the news on her Twitter page last night saying, "With sadness in my heart, I've decided not to return."